Okay, hi bitches. Well, the time has come. I'm officially back on my emo era stuff. I took a break to yap about pop music, but now we're back to emo stuff. Okay. And this next artist may be considered the poppiest of pop punk, okay? Ashlee Simpson. Now, I love Ashlee Simpson. I don't take her too seriously. I don't think she's like the greatest thing to ever happen to music, but her music is like it hits a spot for me. I don't know what to tell you. Now, in 2026, what can I say about Ashlee Simpson? Love her. Do I understand why she's doing a popsicle ad about the great popsicle going solo? No, I do not. But yeah, this is the deep dive of Ashlee Simpson. Autobiography is literally a perfect album, and if you disagree, wow. Ashlee Nicole Simpson. Okay, pause here. Because the spelling of Nicole is Nicolle. I'll insert a screenshot here. Also, fun fact, Ashlee was born Ashley, but spelled the regular white girl way. Again, I will insert a screenshot so you know what I mean. So yeah, Ashlee with Lee at the end was obviously a creative choice because she was not born with that name spelled like that. She was born on October 3rd, Happy Mean Girls Day, 1984 in Waco, Texas. She has an older sister named Jessica, best known for asking the hard-hitting question, is this chicken what I have, or is this tuna? About Chicken of the Sea. God bless this family. When she was 3 years old, Ashlee began studying classical ballet. She was the youngest person ever enrolled at the American Ballet School in New York at only 11 years old. The cutoff age was actually 12, but her dad lied to get her in. Thanks, Joe Simpson. You're real for that. Except maybe not, because she went through some struggles because she was like, I have to be perfect and I'm a ballet dancer. But yeah, Joe Simpson, her dad helped her out with that. The day after Ashlee turned 14, the family moved from Texas to California so Jessica could start pursuing a singing career. Now, if this doesn't scream, I'm invisible, I feel I don't know what does. Because what do you mean the day after you turned 14, her parents were like, Happy birthday, Ashlee. Okay, now we're gonna focus on your sister. I understand Shadow. I did always understand it. But now I understand it on a much deeper level, just telling you that fact. Okay, back to Ashlee. So when Jessica was touring, Ashlee was her backup dancer. Then she started appearing in commercials and was eventually cast as Cecilia in Seventh Heaven. She was on the show for 2 seasons, starting in season 7 and playing the character for 40 episodes. She had a few random songs on soundtracks, but the most notable is probably Just Let Me Cry from the Freaky Friday soundtrack. She started writing and recording demos in hopes of finding a record label. At first, labels didn't even want to take meetings with her because they thought she was just trying to be like Jessica. They didn't see her vision. A month after the Freaky Friday soundtrack was released, it was confirmed that Ashlee had signed to Geffen Records and a debut album was coming. When it comes to writing, she loved to treat this album like it was her diary, saying, quote, to me, writing is a very important thing. It's what I've always done and what I've always loved to do, and it was a big part of why I wanted to make a record. So my label was amazing because they really let me have my hands in there. I got to write a lot. End quote. I believe that. Like, yes, I'm getting parasocial, but like, teenage Ashlee Simpson does give me, like, she's just in her room writing. In the summer of 2003, Ashlee was a VJ on TRL, on MTV. Rest in peace, TRL and MTV. Later that year, she started appearing here and there on Newlyweds, Nick and Jessica, the reality show that followed Jessica and Nick Lachey as they just lived their lives as newlyweds. Personally, I never saw it, but did I watch every single episode of The Ashlee Simpson Show? Yeah, I did. In 2004, she got her own show called The Ashlee Simpson Show. Before the show debuted, her debut single, Pieces of Me, actually started getting airplay on radio. In May 2004, a Los Angeles Times article noted that radio stations were adding the song to their playlist faster than any songs up to that point in that year. Originally, she didn't even want her own show, but her dad convinced her, saying it would be about the production of her album. She said, quote, I thought that was kind of cool. You're actually seeing a deeper look into how this album got made. End quote. Another key point of agreeing to do the show was that she wanted to show the world how different she was from her older sister. Notable moments from the show include Ashlee dyeing her hair in her bathroom sink the day before shooting the video for Pieces of Me, iconic. Her performance at a Walmart in the middle of nowhere, and the infamous moment where she blamed acid reflux from orange juice for the SNL incident. Oh, Ashlee. Random, but another funny thing that I think about when I think about the show is, speaking of like her performing in a Walmart, is there's this clip where she is so excited to call Jessica, and she's like, "Oh my god, guess what? I'm performing at a Walmart." Blah blah blah. Meanwhile, she's like doing it in front of the underwear. I don't know. I just thought it was funny. Like, that's the thing about Ashlee Simpson. If you take her too seriously, you're like, she's annoying, she can't sing, blah blah blah. But if you look at her as like literally just a girl, it's funny. If you love Ashlee Simpson, it's because it's literally like, this is just a girl. Also, wait, hold on. Speaking of the show, remember when she threw shade at Hilary Duff? I really feel like that was a pivotal moment in the show, because yeah, Ashlee Simpson was in this weird era where it's like the two biggest stars right now are arguably Hilary Duff and Lindsay Lohan. Lyrics wise, she wants to go more Lindsay, and you can tell. And she specifically says, I don't want to be like cookie cutter like Hilary Duff. Now, do I agree that Hilary Duff should have been just in trouble all the time because she's a good girl and like nobody liked her because she was a good girl? She was always getting into drama with people constantly going after the fact that, oh, she's a good girl, she won't do anything to me. That is actually crazy. Poor Hilary Duff. But anyway, back to Ashlee and the SNL incident. She was supposed to sing 2 songs, Pieces of Me and Autobiography. She had already done Pieces of Me, but the track was played twice, basically. She planned to lip-sync that second song, got caught, and then did a random dance to distract from the situation. Later, she would end up blaming her band. It was a mess. In my opinion, it was the dance that messed everything up. It also didn't help that the music for Pieces of Me starts again, so you can literally see her looking around confused, but she doesn't talk to her band. There's no communication, there's no, like, hey, something's going on. She's just kind of like, woo! And then she does that stupid ass dance, and it's like, yeah. From there, she literally is just walking around the stage and isn't even attempting to fix the situation. We are literally watching her make a joke out of her career. Now, once again, I reiterate, Ashlee Simpson is a Nepo sibling. So this career was not given to her because she's the most talented and oh my god. But she's Ashlee Simpson and we like her, we do. So to see this crumble on national TV on Saturday Night Live, insane. Rightfully so, people made fun of her for years. I love her, but what an iconic moment in early 2000s history. Her debut album, Autobiography, was released on July 20th, 2004. The album debuted at number 1 on the US Billboard 200, but received mixed reviews from critics. People magazine called it a passable debut, but also said that Ashlee is talented in her own right. A review from E! Online said, Ashlee Simpson has still managed to piece together this collection of tracks that sound as if they were ripped right from the pages of her diary. Ashlee even makes you think twice about her semi-charmed life. So even if it doesn't wow you, Autobiography will surprise you. End quotes. I totally agree, actually. My favorite album of hers is Autobiography, like all the way through. There is no skips on that album. 2 other singles were released. Shadow, a song basically about how Ashlee always felt like she was in her sister's shadow. Again, rightfully so, because what do you mean? All that stuff happens in the beginning of this deep dive to help Jessica Simpson. Meanwhile, Ashlee Simpson's like, well, I guess I'll go along with it. And Lala. Lala was only added as a single after the SNL incident. The real final single from this era was supposed to be Autobiography, the song from the SNL scandal, but I guess that's why they switched singles eventually, because they didn't want people to be like, oh yeah, remember the SNL thing? I don't know, I wasn't there, but it makes the most sense. The more negative reviews included critics calling the album generic and talking shit about Ashlee singing. The New York Times said Autobiography is a thoroughly calculated package aiming for the same audience that embraces Avril Lavigne and Pink. End quote. As somebody who fully embraced Avril Lavigne and Pink, I can see that. And I'm not mad about it. On the personal side of things, she was dating Ryan Cabrera, best known for that absolute banger On the Way Down. Also for later dating Audrina from The Hills, and for being best friends with Avril Lavigne. She even appeared in Ryan's music video for his debut single, On the Way Down, playing his love interest, Ashlee, not Avril. Towards the end of summer 2004, they had broken up. At the Teen Choice Awards, LOL, remember the Teen Choice Awards? What a time in history. At the Teen Choice Awards on August 8, 2004, Ashlee received the Song of the Summer Teen Choice Award for Pieces of Me. as well as the Fresh Face Award. She also won the Billboard Award for New Female Artist of the Year. In December 2004, Entertainment Weekly named her one of its breakout stars of 2004. To start off 2005, things weren't looking great for her. In January, rumors began speculating that she and Wilmer Valderrama, yuck, were romantically involved, despite Wilmer dating a 17-year-old Lindsay Lohan at the time. This led to rumors of a love triangle between Ashlee, Lindsay, and Wilmer. To get back at Lindsay, Ashlee wrote a song called Boyfriend. The chorus, "I didn't steal your boyfriend," is an obvious reference to the drama. Then Ashlee got booed at the halftime show at the Orange Bowl. So basically, you either loved her or you hated her. Things would eventually get better, though. Her first tour, the Autobiography Tour, started on February 16, 2005 and ended on April 20th. The tour was successful and had several dates completely sold out. After the tour ended, she was bored. She was supposed to take a month off, but began working on her second album early, explaining, quote, "I got home and got bored, so I called John Shanks and was like, can I come in the studio? Let's get a head start so the record company's not asking for the record right away." She also said that she wanted to get the pre-jitters or anything that was going wrong out of my system so that when I went in, everything started going smooth. It was fun. She felt less pressure when recording I Am Me than she did when recording Autobiography. Ashlee also got back into acting, starring in a movie called Undiscovered that turned out to be a flop. Her second album, I Am Me, was released on October 18, 2005. Singles from this were Boyfriend and Love, aka Banger. I love that song so much. Fun fact, I hate the title of this album. It just doesn't work. Like, I understand what she was trying to go for, but no. I Am Me. Girl, you could have just named it Ashlee. I Am Me debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200, and so did Autobiography, but I Am Me didn't achieve the same level of success as Autobiography. Reviews were now mixed to negative, with some critics saying, quote, "It isn't as consistently strong a record as Autobiography, but it's more than respectable." Ashlee returned to the SNL stage with no random dancing this time. She performed Catch Me If I Fall and Boyfriend. The I Am Me tour started on November 9th and ended on December 18th, 2005. In 2006, she was cast as Roxy Hart in the West End musical production of Chicago from September 25th to October 28th, 2006. She received mostly positive reviews. Her performance in the show was described as dazzling and near flawless. This was also the same year she started dating Pete Wentz from Fall Out Boy. After taking her final bow in Chicago, she announced that she was working on a new album. Hoping to transition to a new sound, Ashlee worked with Timbaland and the Neptunes to provide beat-oriented songs for the album. The album's lead single, Out of My Head, I have a love-hate relationship with the song, was released in December 2007. It failed to chart, but I think it's kind of a banger. But I also don't like it. I don't know, it's one of those songs that gets stuck in your head and you're like, oh my god. Her third album, Bittersweet World, was released on April 19, 2008. Love the title of this album. It really is giving, like, MySpace emo. What do you mean, Bittersweet World? I love that. Unlike her previous albums, Bittersweet World fell from the number 1 spot to number 4 on the Billboard 200. It's her lowest selling album and the final one she made for Geffen Records. In April 2008, Ashlee and Pete confirmed they were engaged, and then they got married on April 17th at her parents' house in Encino, California, with her father, Joe Simpson, officiating the ceremony. Joe Simpson coming through for Ashlee once again. The Ashlee Simpson -Wentz era started with her releasing Little Miss Obsessive as a single. It flopped, only landing at 96 on the Hot 100 chart. 2 weeks after her wedding, Ashlee announced her pregnancy, so promotion for both Little Miss Obsessive and Bittersweet World stopped. She gave birth to Bronx Mowgli Wentz on November 20th, 2008. What a name. That's all I'll say about that. In 2009, Ashlee returned to TV by playing the role of Violet Foster in Melrose Place, the CW's revamp of the 90s show of the same name. She was originally signed to the show as a regular, but producers and CW executives decided to write out her character. She left the show after 12 episodes and stated that she had known all along that her character would leave. Now, Miss Jessica Simpson entered the chat and was not having this disrespect, so she said that Ashlee brought the show free press. Also in 2009, Miley Cyrus covered Kicking and Screaming, a bonus track from I Am Me, But Ashlee wasn't credited for this. After her departure from Melrose Place, she reprised her role in the Broadway musical production of Chicago. On February 9, 2011, Ashlee and Pete filed for divorce, and it was finalized on November 22nd. When it comes to her fourth album, it's kind of a mess. In 2011, she started writing for the album and described it as having a folk feel. Then she independently released the single Bat for a Heart that also failed to find any success. After this, no future musical plans were announced and her music website was shut down. She focused on acting, reprising her role as Roxy Hart in Chicago for the third time. In July 2013, Ashlee started dating Evan Ross. They got engaged in January 2014 and married on August 30th, 2014. They have 2 kids together, Jagger Snow Ross and Ziggy Blue Ross. Again, with these crazy names, but what can we do? It's Ashlee Simpson. In May 2016, Ashlee said she was focusing on making a new album alongside Evan. The album would eventually be released as an EP instead. On September 9th, 2018, she returned to reality TV with Ashlee plus Evan airing on E! The 2 of them went on tour. That's a thing that happened. On November 24th, 2013, Ashlee starred in a Hallmark movie called The Recipe Files. I saw it. I liked it. Would I watch it again? Maybe. It's not that great, but it's like, it was cute for what it was. Anyway. On June 3rd, 2025, it was announced that she would perform a Labor Day weekend residency at the Voltaire at the Venetian Resort in Las Vegas. The residency saw so much success that it was actually extended. The final show was played on January 31st, 2026. So if you ever wondered, what is Ashlee Simpson doing in 2026? Well, according to Instagram, she's doing paid promotion for popsicles, the grape popsicle specifically. And I mean, technically she's still around. She had bangers. That's really all I can say. Like, her life is really, it's up, it's down, it's up, it's down. Ashlee Simpson is one of my favorite Nepo siblings. This has been serious but unserious, but all in all, this has been the deep dive of Ashlee Simpson. Go stream Autobiography for the millionth time. You know you want to.